All right, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Call Halal Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shah, Bashim Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you brothers that's pushing this word in sincerity and truth. Okay, so here we got another video. As you can see on the screen, there's an article. This is from NBC News. NBC News just put up this article recently from the 12th of June 2019. Erica Edwards, okay, she wrote this article, and the title of it is U.S. death rates from suicides, alcohol, and drug overdoses reach all-time high. And that says it all. We're in a time of all-time highs, okay? And it's an all-time high of suicides, alcohol, and drug overdoses. And guess what? A lot of these suicides, alcoholism, and drug overdoses are taking place, and you Edomites are being affected by it, okay? And we know who the Edomites are, okay? And this article is basically, you know, putting a spotlight on it, okay? You have our people in the other nations, they are falling victim to suicides, okay, alcoholism and drug overdoses, but not at the rate of you Edomites. As you can see in West Virginia and Ohio, it says far outpace other states in drug overdose and death rates. In Ohio and West Virginia, these are states where a lot of Edomites reside in. Okay, these are also old time factory and steel production states. Okay, and in these states, there's not a lot of hope, okay, for these Edomites. So we're gonna get into this article and bring out a few precepts. It's not gonna be too long. It says rates of death from suicides, over drug overdoses, and alcohol have reached an all-time high in the United States, but some states have been hit far harder than others. According to a report released Wednesday by the Commonwealth Fund, the report examined data in all 50 states and Washington, D.C., taking an in-depth look at 47 factors that have an impact on health outcomes, including insurance coverage, access to doctors, obesity, smoking, even tooth loss, and ultimately assigning each state a score. The data are from the data are from 2017. It says although the rates of the so-called deaths of despair are up nationally, so they say you have rates of deaths of despair. Okay, now let's real quick, let me see what I can find when I look up deaths of despair. Real quick, I'm gonna Google it. I'm throwing it in Google. Deaths of despair. Now this is what pops up. It says deaths of despair. The same article that I'm reading pops up. It says deaths of despair are at an all-time high in America, and this is from 9 hours ago. Okay, it says deaths of despair from drugs, alcohol, and suicide hit young adults hardest. So basically, there's no hope out here. A lot of hope is being taken. Okay, a lot of people don't see hope. A lot of people don't see hope. Okay, in America. Okay, we're in the end times. That's why you're seeing all of these things take place, and they're writing articles. Okay, so deaths of despair are up nationally. The reports, investigators are particularly struck by regional differences in the rates. It says when we are looking at it says when we look at what's going on in the mid-Atlantic states, West Virginia, Ohio, Pennsylvania, those are the states that have the highest rate of drug overdose deaths in the country. David Radley, a senior scientist of the Commonwealth Fund, said rates in those states are at least double the national average of fatal drug overdose rates. West Virginia had the highest drug overdose death rate, fueled mostly by opioid epidemic. With more, those rates rose by 450% from 2005 to 2017, according to the report. Now, I remember the brother out in the Midwest, the brother Malcolm, he had brought it out that a lot of these Edomites, okay, are committing suicide, and they're not having children. Okay, so they're dying at a rate from 2005 to 2017. It was a rate of 450%, but they're not reproducing. Okay, because there's no hope of despair. You got the graduates of these Edomites. Okay, they go to college and then they coming out with huge debts, which in turn is delaying them from starting families. Okay, starting families, buying houses, basically, bringing forth families. Okay, not to mention that you have a lot of them committing suicide. Okay, despair. Okay, due to that despair. Okay, and also you have a lot of them becoming homosexuals. Okay, we see it. They had a homosexual race, so you have a lot of them turning into homosexuals, and homosexuals don't reproduce. So basically, these Edomites, they're not reproducing at a rate to sustain their losses. And now you have all of these you have these issues with migrants coming up from South America. And Esau is basically scared because Esau Edom, okay, is afraid of losing his power, okay, over this country. It says the rate of growth in drug overdose deaths in West Virginia is absolutely mind-boggling, Riley told NBC News. It's not just prescription painkillers and heroin that are driving these deaths. The study authors also pointed to fentanyl and other potent synthetic opioids that are creeping into illicit drugs such as cocaine. And why are people wanting to get high, man? Because this is a fucked up life. This is a fucked up society. So these Edomites want to get high, man. They want to get fucked up. They want something to take them away from the hell that they catching. Now, see, these Edomites are starting to catch hell, man. Let's go to real quick. Let's go to Deuteronomy real quick. Because everything that took place, that happened to us, is about to happen to you Edomites. Okay, slavery, being brought low as a people. It's all about to come upon you Edomites. Deuteronomy 30:7, it says, "And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee." And you can believe, okay, that you Edomites are our enemies, and the Lord is a man that he can't lie. Okay, and Moses told us that the Heavenly Father, because Moses dealt with the Heavenly Father, he said, look, the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee. So you hated us, right? Okay. And you showed us that you're our enemy. So the Lord is going to put all the curses in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, that were on us. Okay. He's going to put it on you. Okay. And these other nations are going to get it, which persecuted thee. And you persecute the Israelites. You Edomites persecute the Israelites. Let's go to the next precept real quick. This is the book of Lamentations, the 4th chapter, towards the end. All right, we have, let's see, it says, oh man, okay. This is Lamentation 4:19. It says, "Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven that pursue us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness." Okay, and you Esau, you Edomites, you're persecutors. Okay, you persecuted us. And then go that word eagle. The eagle is mentioned in the book of Obadiah. "Though thou exalted thyself as the eagle." You Edomites, man, the scriptures point to you. Okay, it's Lamentation 4:20. It says, "The breath of our nostrils, the anointed of the Lord, was taken in their pits, of whom we said, under his shadow we shall live among the heathen. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom." All right. Yeah, because we lived under your shadow. Okay, we live under the shadow of the Edomites in America, in Babylon the Great. Okay, and all the Western world, we live under the shadow of Esau Edom. Okay, it don't matter if you have our people in Australia, our people in Great Britain and France and Germany, we live under your shadow. Okay, in the pits. All right. It says, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. All right, and you're drunken, okay, and you have made yourself naked. You have exposed yourself to the nations. That's why you write these articles. See, these nations are sitting back and they're laughing at the arrogancy of you Edomites over here in Babylon the Great. Okay, because you don't look good in the eyes of the world, but you make yourself look good, and you're just proud. Okay, you think that you're gonna reign forever, but a lot of people in a lot of these states are committing suicide. Okay, they're losing hope. All right, they can't afford to live. A lot of people are in debt, and a lot more people gonna kill themselves. Okay, but guess what? The scriptures say otherwise. It's gonna come a time where they're gonna seek death and they're not gonna find it. All right. It says following West Virginia, the District of Columbia, Kentucky, Delaware, and New Hampshire had the next highest drug overdose death rates in the country, according to the report. And you know something about DC, the District of Columbia. It's expensive as hell to live out there. And it's fucked up out there too. You have Jake panhandlers. They actually walk up to the window of your car and it make you feel uncomfortable. All right, there's desperation out there, man. It says death rates from suicide and alcohol also show regional disparities. People died at higher rates by suicide or from alcohol than from drugs in Montana, Nebraska, the Dakotas, Oregon, and Wyoming. So this is they give you the suicide rates, okay, in certain areas. You see how the purple, okay, is the higher rates. West Virginia, Arkansas, you got New Mexico, Nevada, and all of these. The rates are higher. And the second highest rates are in these areas right here in the orange. And this is the alcohol deaths. You see areas like this, Delaware, but you have then drug overdoses right here. The most drug overdoses you have in the Northeast, as you can see, in the Appalachian area, Ohio, Kentucky, Pennsylvania. So, these are different statistics that Esau has brought out, and I'm just using this as just to show you. Now this is Proverbs 29:3. It says, Proverbs 29:2. It says, when the righteous, let me start up. Proverbs 29:1. It says, he that being often reproved harden his neck shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. Verse 2, it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Okay, so the wicked is in rulership. Why? The people are mourning. They're mourning so bad that they're killing themselves, man. They're killing themselves. That's why the scriptures say what it says in Wisdom. This is Wisdom of Solomon 1:12. It says, seek not death in the era of your life, and pull not upon yourselves destruction with the works of your hands. For the Most High made not death, neither have he pleasure in the destruction of the living. For he created all things, that they might have their being, and the generations of the world were healthful, and there is no poison of destruction in them, nor the kingdom of death upon the earth. For righteousness is immortal, but the ungodly men with their works and words called it to them. For when they thought to have it their friend, they consumed to naught and made a covenant with it. I mean, they made a covenant with death. All right. It says, because they are worthy to take part in it. That's why these Edomites are just killing killing themselves. Pretty soon they're going to kill each other. Because the scriptures say that Egyptian shall fight against Egyptian. We're looking for a civil war to come to this place. Then more people going to commit suicide. You have 300 million people in America. Okay. That's a lot of death. Okay, that's a lot of death that's going to take place, man. All right, but they've made a covenant with death. This is Revelation 9:6. It says, and in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. Okay, because it's gonna come a time where it's gonna get so bad out here. The Lord gonna put the spirit on men to seek death. They're not gonna be able to find it. They're gonna try to commit suicide, and it ain't gonna work. All right, for them, So more deaths of despair is coming. It's gonna be a lot more despair in America. Okay, that's gonna take place. You ain't seen nothing yet. This is just the beginning phases. This is just the trend that's gonna continue. All right, but with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash, double honesty, apostles and elders, a great millstone. Salutation to you, brothers, that are pushing this word in sincerity and truth. Shalom.